I woke up to fluorescent lights and the steady beep of a heart monitor. My arm burned. There was a needle in it, an IV drip hanging beside the bed. For a moment, I didn't know where I was. Didn't understand why the ceiling was white tile instead of the cracked plaster of my bedroom. Why everything smelled like antiseptic and floor cleaner. Then it came back in pieces. The subway, the heat, the crowd pressing in, the feeling that I couldn't breathe. My vision going dark at the edges. The floor rushing up to meet me. I'd fainted. Someone touched my shoulder. A nurse. Black scrubs. Kind eyes. Name tag that said, "Andrea, you're awake. Good. How do you feel?" Confused. "You fainted on the subway. Paramedics brought you in about an hour ago. You're at Mount Sinai. Do you remember what happened?" I tried to piece it together. Leaving work. The platform. The train. Too many people. Too hot. My body just giving up. "I remember the train," I said. Then nothing. "Your blood pressure dropped. You were dehydrated. Exhausted. Your body shut down." She adjusted something on the IV. "Is there someone we can call? Family? A partner?" I said his name, without thinking. "My husband, Owen Mitchell." She pulled out her phone. I gave her the number, watched her dial. It rang, and rang, and rang. Voicemail. She tried again. Same thing. I lay there listening to that ringing, each tone like a small betrayal. "I'll leave a message," Andrea said gently. "I'm sure he'll call back soon." But I knew. Even before she left the message, even before 3 hours passed and he still hadn't called, I knew he wasn't coming. Let me back up. My name is Nina Reyes. I'm 34 years old. I've been a graphic designer at a mid-sized advertising agency in Manhattan for 9 years. The kind of job that sounds creative and fun until you realize it's actually 60-hour weeks and clients who change their minds every 5 minutes. I'm married to Owen Mitchell. We've been together for 7 years. Married for 6. This morning started the same way every morning starts. My alarm went off at 5:45. I hit snooze once. Okay, twice. Got up at 6. Owen was still asleep. He works from home, freelance marketing consultants, so he doesn't have to be anywhere early. I showered, put on makeup to cover the dark circles that seemed permanent now, made coffee, drank it standing at the kitchen counter, because sitting down meant I might not get back up. Owen's coffee mug was still in the sink from yesterday. I washed it, put it away, made myself a piece of toast I didn't really want, ate half, threw away the rest. Checked my phone. 3 work emails already. A text from my sister Solana asking if I was okay. I sent back a thumbs up emoji. I wasn't okay. But I didn't have time to not be okay. I left the apartment at 6:30. Owen was still sleeping. I said goodbye to the empty living room and closed the door quietly so I wouldn't wake him. The commute from our apartment in Queens to Midtown Manhattan takes about 45 minutes on a good day. This wasn't a good day. The 6 train was packed. Bodies pressed against bodies. Someone's backpack digging into my ribs. A man's cologne so strong it made my eyes water. The air conditioning barely working even though it was July and the heat was already brutal at 7 in the morning. I stood the whole way, held onto the pole, stared at nothing, tried not to think about how tired I was, how every bone in my body ached, how I couldn't remember the last time I'd had a full night's sleep or a meal that wasn't eaten standing up or at my desk. Work was work. Deadlines and revisions and a boss who wanted everything yesterday. My coworker Tessa brought me coffee around 10. "You look terrible," she said. "Thanks. I'm serious, Nina. When's the last time you slept? Ate an actual meal?" I couldn't remember. Breakfast had been half a piece of toast. Lunch had been skipping lunch to finish a project. Dinner last night had been cereal at 9 p.m., standing in front of the fridge. "I'm fine," I said. "Just busy." "You're always busy. And you're always fine. Except you don't look fine." I changed the subject. We had a meeting in 5 minutes. I needed to prep. The day blurred. 9 meetings, 14 emails. 3 rounds of revisions on a campaign that the client still didn't like. By 6 p.m., my eyes were burning and my head was pounding and I just wanted to go home. Tessa caught me at the elevator. Want to grab dinner? I can't. I need to get home. Why? Hot date with Owen. I almost laughed. Owen and I hadn't had a date in months. We barely saw each other. He stayed up late gaming. I got up early for work. We passed each other like roommates. I just need to go home, I said. Nina, her voice got serious. When's the last time Owen made you dinner? I didn't answer, because the answer was never. Or at least not in so long I couldn't remember. Just think about it, Tessa said. Okay, I nodded. Got on the elevator, rode it down 43 floors. The subway platform at 6:30 on a Friday was chaos. Everyone desperate to get home. Start their weekend, escape the week. I stood at the edge of the yellow line, waited for the train. My phone buzzed. A text from Owen. What's for dinner? Not how was your day? Not are you okay? Just what's for dinner? Like I was a meal delivery service. Like that was my only function. I put my phone away without answering. The train pulled up. Already packed. But I squeezed in anyway, because the next one wouldn't be better. Bodies everywhere. The smell of sweat and perfume, and the stale air of too many people in too small a space. The doors closed. We lurched forward into the tunnel. It was hot, suffocatingly hot. The air conditioning was broken, or just not strong enough for this many people. I held on to the pole. Tried to breathe. Tried to think about anything except how much I wanted to sit down. 2 stops. Then 3. People getting off. More people getting on. I felt it start around the 4th stop. The dizzy feeling. Like the world was tilting. Like the floor wasn't quite solid under my feet. I blinked. Tried to focus. But my vision was blurring at the edges. The train lurched. I gripped the pole tighter. My hands were shaking. I couldn't catch my breath. Couldn't get enough air even though I was breathing fast. The lights got brighter. Then darker. Then too bright again. Someone asked if I was okay. I tried to say yes, but the word wouldn't come out. My legs felt like water. Like they wouldn't hold me anymore. I thought, I need to sit down. I need to get off this train. I need to make it home. I thought, just a few more stops. Just hold on. I thought, Owen's expecting dinner. And then I didn't think anything at all. The floor came up fast, but I didn't hit it. Someone caught me. Strong hands under my arms. Voices saying, give her space and call 911 and someone get water. I opened my eyes once. Saw the subway ceiling, fluorescent lights, concerned faces staring down at me. Then everything went black again. I woke up in the ambulance. A paramedic was checking my blood pressure. Someone else was putting an oxygen mask on my face. Ma'am, can you hear me? I nodded. You fainted. We're taking you to Mount Sinai. Do you have any medical conditions we should know about? I shook my head. Tried to say I was fine. That I just needed to go home. But the words came out wrong. Slurred. Just rest. The paramedic said, we'll take care of you. I closed my eyes. Let them take me. Because I was so tired. So incredibly tired. And for the first time in months, maybe years, someone else was taking care of something. I didn't have to do it. Didn't have to be responsible. Didn't have to hold everything together. I could just rest. At the hospital, they wheeled me into the ER, got me into a bed, hooked me up to monitors. A Dr. Kim young woman with dark hair and kind eyes. Dr. Mehta her badge said. She asked questions. When had I last eaten? When had I last slept? Was I on any medications? Did I have a history of fainting? I answered as best I could. But the answers sounded bad even to me. When did you last eat? This morning, half a piece of toast. And before that, cereal. Last night, when did you last have a full meal? I couldn't remember. When did you last sleep through the night? I couldn't remember that either. Dr. Mehta looked at me for a long moment, not judging, just seeing. Ms. Reyes, your body shut down. You're severely dehydrated. Your blood pressure is low. You're anemic. Your body is running on empty. It gave out. I'm fine. You're not fine. You fainted on a subway. Strangers had to call 911. That's not fine. She ordered tests, blood work, for fluids, observation for at least 4 hours. And then Nurse Andrea asked if there was someone she could call, and I gave her Owen's number, and he didn't answer. I lay there in that bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the beep of the monitors and the sounds of the ER beyond the curtain. Other patients, other emergencies, other lives falling apart in small or large ways. I pulled out my phone with my free hand, the one that wasn't connected to the 4. Checked my messages. Nothing from Owen. But I had 3 missed calls. One from Tessa, one from Solana, one from a number I didn't recognize. I opened Instagram. I don't know why. Maybe because I needed to see something normal. Something that wasn't fluorescent lights and hospital beds, and the reality that I'd just collapsed on a subway because I'd been running myself into the ground. The first post on my feed was Owen's. Posted 45 minutes ago. A photo of him at a bar. Craft cocktail in a coupe glass. Edison bulbs in the background. His face in that practiced casual smile he used for social media. The caption said, "Friday nights are for those who know how to unwind." I stared at that photo, at the timestamp, at the location tag. A rooftop bar in Manhattan. 20 minutes from our apartment. 25 minutes from this hospital. He'd been online. He'd taken a photo. He'd written a caption. He'd posted it. He'd responded to comments I could see them loading. "Enjoy, you deserve it, living your best life." But he hadn't answered his phone when the hospital called. He hadn't answered when I texted him 2 hours ago asking about dinner. He was at a bar, while I was in a hospital bed, with an IV in my arm, and strangers who'd caught me when I fell. I felt something crack inside my chest. Not my heart breaking. Something quieter. Something that had been holding me together for years, finally giving way. The curtain pulled back. Andrea came in to check my vitals. "Still no word from your husband?" "No." She didn't say anything, just made a note on her chart. But I saw something in her face. Pity maybe. Or recognition. Like she'd seen this before. "Is there anyone else we can call?" She asked gently. "My sister, Solana. Give me her number. I'll call her." I recited it. Watched Andrea step away. Heard her voice quiet on the other side of the curtain. "Hi, is this Solana? This is Nurse Andrea from Mount Sinai. I'm calling about your sister Nina." A pause. "She's okay. She fainted on the subway. We're keeping her for observation. She's asking for you." Another pause. "Yes, she's in the ER Bay 12. She'll be here for a few more hours at least." Andrea came back in. "She's on her way." She said 20 minutes. "Thank you." "Of course." Andrea adjusted the 4. "Your sister sounded really worried. Asked me 3 times if you were really okay." I nodded. Couldn't speak, because if I spoke I'd cry. Solana had answered on the first ring. Had asked 3 times if I was okay. Was already on her way. And Owen hadn't answered at all. I looked at my phone again. At his Instagram post. At the comments still coming in. At the fact that he was clearly online, clearly active, clearly aware, and clearly choosing not to be here. I lay back against the pillow, closed my eyes, listened to the beep of the heart monitor. And I thought about the question I'd been avoiding for months. Maybe years. When did I become so alone in this marriage? When did I stop mattering? When did he stop seeing me? Or maybe the better question was, had he ever seen me at all? Before I tell you what happened during those hours alone in that hospital room. If you've ever been the one who always shows up for everyone else but no one shows up for you, please subscribe to this channel. These stories matter. Because sometimes the loneliest place isn't being alone. It's being forgotten by the person who promised never to forget you. The first hour passed slowly. Dr. Mehta came back with a clipboard. Pulled the curtain closed around my bed for privacy. Sat down on the rolling stool. "Your blood pressure is low. 80/50. Normal is 120/80. I nodded. "You're dehydrated. Severely. When's the last time you drank water? Not coffee. Water." I tried to think. This morning. How much? A glass. Maybe. And yesterday. I couldn't remember. She made a note. "You're also anemic. Your iron levels are very low. Are you taking any supplements?" "No." "When's the last time you had a physical?" "Blood work." 2 years ago." Nina. She said my name gently, like she was talking to someone fragile. Your body shut down today. Do you understand what that means? I fainted. You collapsed. Your body couldn't function anymore. It ran out of resources. This is what happens when you push too hard for too long without taking care of yourself. I've just been busy. Busy doesn't cause this. Neglect causes this. You're not eating. You're not sleeping. You're not hydrating. Your body can't sustain that. I looked at the 4 in my arm. The clear fluid dripping slowly into my vein. When can I go home? Not for a few hours. We need to get fluids in you. Run some more tests. Make sure you're stable. She paused. Is there someone at home who can take care of you? Make sure you eat, rest. I thought about Owen. About the text asking what was for dinner. About him at that bar right now. My husband. Will he be able to help? Cook meals. Make sure you're resting. I almost laughed. Sure. She looked at me for a long moment, like she could see right through the lie. Nina, I'm going to be honest with you. I see this a lot. Women who give everything. Who push through pain because they're taking care of everyone else. And their bodies break down. Because nobody's taking care of them. I felt my throat get tight. You need rest. Real rest. Not just a day off. You need to stop carrying everything alone. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're in a hospital bed with an IV, because you collapsed on a subway. That's not fine. She stood up. I'm ordering more tests. Blood panel, vitamin levels, thyroid function. You'll be here at least 4 more hours. Use that time to rest. After she left, I lay there staring at the ceiling, listening to the sounds of the ER machines beeping, voices talking, someone crying in another bay. I pulled out my phone. 3 missed calls. 1 from Tessa. 1 from Solana. 1 from a number I didn't recognize. 0 from Owen. I opened my messages. The last text from Owen was from an hour ago. What's for dinner? I'd left him on read. I typed, I'm in the hospital. I fainted on the subway. Can you come? Sent it. The message showed, delivered, but not read. I waited 5 minutes. 10, 15, nothing. I called him straight to voicemail. I texted again. Owen, please, I need you. Delivered. Not read. I set the phone down, stared at it, willing it to light up. Willing him to call back. To text. To do anything. 20 minutes passed. Nothing. The curtain pulled back. Solana rushed in, still in her scrubs. She was a nurse at a different hospital in Brooklyn. Must have just gotten off her shift. Nina. She was at my bedside immediately. Oh my God. What happened? Are you okay? I started crying before I could answer. Just seeing her. Someone who'd actually shown up. She hugged me carefully, mindful of the 4. It's okay. I'm here. Tell me what happened. I told her. The subway. The fainting. The hospital. The tests. Where's Owen? I couldn't answer. Just pointed at my phone. She picked it up. Read the messages. The unanswered texts. The calls that went to voicemail. Her face changed. Went from worried to angry in seconds. He hasn't responded. I shook my head. Nina. Your wife is in the ER, and you don't answer your phone. What the fuck? He's probably busy. Busy. Saul's voice rose. Your wife collapsed. That's not busy. That's choosing not to come. You don't know that. Then where is he? I didn't have an answer. Saul sat down in the chair beside my bed. Took my hand. Nina, I love you. You're my sister. But I need to say something I've been holding back for a long time. Saul, Owen doesn't take care of you. He never has. That's not true, isn't it? When's the last time he cooked you dinner? I was quiet. When's the last time he did laundry? Went grocery shopping? Cleaned the apartment? He works from home, doing what? Playing video games. I've been to your apartment, Nina. I've seen him, on the couch, gaming, scrolling, while you do everything. He has clients, does he? How many? When's the last time he talked about a project, about work, about anything except himself? I couldn't answer. Because she was right. When's the last time he asked how you were doing? When's the last time he took care of you when you were sick? When's the last time he showed up for you? My chest hurt. Not from the dehydration. From the truth. We're going through a rough patch. You've been going through a rough patch for 2 years. Maybe longer. Nina, you're killing yourself. You work 50-hour weeks. You do everything at home. You take care of him. Who takes care of you? I'm fine, you're in a hospital bed. We sat there in silence, the machines beeping, the IHR thripping. What do you want me to do? I asked quietly. Leave him. I want you to see what's happening. That's all. Just see it. My phone buzzed. I grabbed it too fast. Hope flooding through me. Instagram notification. Owen had posted something. I opened it. Felt my stomach drop. A photo. Owen at a bar. Not just any bar. A rooftop bar with string lights and city views. He was holding a craft cocktail in a coupe glass, smiling, looking relaxed, happy, free. The caption, Friday nights are for those who know how to unwind. #weekend vibes. #self-care posted 45 minutes ago. Location tagged. A bar in Manhattan. 20 minutes from our apartment. 25 minutes from this hospital. The comments were already coming in. Cheers. Enjoy, man. Living your best life. Owen was replying to them. Thanks, bro. Much needed. You know it. I stared at the screen, at the timestamp, at the fact that he was clearly online, clearly active, clearly seeing notifications. But he hadn't seen my texts, hadn't answered my calls. Sol took the phone from my hand, looked at the screen. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Maybe his phone died. Nina, he just posted. He's commenting. He's online. He saw your messages. You don't know that. Yes, I do. And so do you. She handed the phone back. I scrolled through Owen's feed. The last few months, every weekend, new posts, bars, restaurants, concerts, rooftop parties, always perfectly posed, always with friends I didn't know, or alone, never with me. I looked for myself in his photos, in his captions, in his life as he presented it online. I wasn't there, not in a single photo from the last 6 months, not mentioned in a single caption, not tagged in anything. His Instagram life was a solo act, living my best life. Blessed beyond measure. Good vibes only. And I'd been erased from the narrative. When did this happen? I asked Sol. When did I disappear? I don't know, Nina, but you need to figure out if you want to keep disappearing. Dr. Mehta came back an hour later, pulled the curtain, had more test results. Your vitamin D is severely deficient. Your B12 is low. Your iron is low. You're malnourished, i.e. not enough, not the right things. Your body is starving. She sat down. Nina, I'm going to ask you something. And I need you to be honest. Are you depressed? I'm just tired. Tired is different than exhausted. Exhausted is different than depleted. You're depleted. Your body has nothing left to give. That happens when you're running on empty for too long. When you're giving everything and getting nothing back. I felt tears starting. Tried to stop them, couldn't. When can I go home? A few more hours. The 4 needs to finish. You need to rest. Is someone picking you up? I looked at my phone. Owen still hadn't read my messages. My sister will take me. Dr. Mehta looked at Sol. Back at me. Good. Because you shouldn't be alone tonight, and you need to take care of yourself. Real care, not just surviving. After she left, Nurse Andrea came in to check the IV. She'd been checking on me all night, always gentle, always kind. She looked at the empty chair beside my bed. Your husband coming. He's busy. She was quiet for a moment. Honey, I've been a nurse for 30 years. I've seen a lot of busy. But when someone you love is in the hospital, you drop everything. You come. That's not busy. That's choice. Maybe he didn't see the messages. Did he post on social media tonight? I didn't answer. Then he saw them. He chose not to come. She adjusted the 4. I see this a lot. Partners who don't show up, and the person in the bed always makes excuses. They're busy. They didn't know it was serious. They're on their way. But honey, if someone loves you, they come, period. She patted my shoulder. Left Soul and I sat there in silence. How much longer? I asked. Couple more hours. You're getting through the IV fast. Your body needed it. I checked my phone. 10 p.m. I'd been here almost 4 hours. Owen's Instagram post had 67 likes now. 15 comments. All from friends saying, "Enjoy, you deserve it, living your best life." Nobody asking where his wife was. Because nobody knew he had a wife. At least not from looking at his feed. At 10:47 my phone finally buzzed with a text from Owen. Message read. Then typing bubbles appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. I watched them. Heart pounding, waiting. Finally, the message came through. Just saw this. You okay? I'm out with clients. Be home later. I read it 3 times. Just saw this. Like he hadn't been online for the last 4 hours. Like he hadn't posted a photo. Commented on other posts. Been clearly active. You okay? Not are you all right? Not what happened? Not where are you? Just you okay? Casual. Like I'd texted him about being stuck in traffic. Out with clients. But his Instagram showed him at a bar with friends, not clients, friends. Be home later. Not I'm coming. Not I'll be right there. Just be home later. Like this was a normal Friday night. Like nothing was wrong. Soul read the message over my shoulder. Nina, please. Tell me you see it now. I did see it. Finally, clearly. I saw 7 years of him not showing up, not being there, not caring enough to drop everything when I needed him. I saw myself making excuses. Justifying. Explaining away his absence. I saw the pattern I'd been ignoring. The slow erosion of being seen. Being valued. Being loved. I typed back. I'm at Mount Sinai. I collapsed. I've been here for hours. I needed you. Sent it. Read immediately. Typing bubbles. Then, sorry babe, didn't realize it was serious. I'll wrap up here soon. Not I'm coming now. Not I'm on my way. I'll wrap up here soon. Like I could wait. Like this was convenient or not. Like I was optional. Soul took my phone. Set it face down on the table. Stop. You don't need to see anymore. But I already had. I'd seen everything I needed to see. I'd spent 7 years married to someone who saw me as optional. Who showed up when it was convenient. Who posted about self-care and weekend vibes, while his wife lay in a hospital bed alone. And I'd let him. I'd made excuses. I'd carried everything. I'd convinced myself it was normal. That this was just marriage. That everyone struggled like this. But looking at Sal who'd dropped everything to come, who'd been here in 20 minutes, who was holding my hand and making sure I was okay, realized something. Love wasn't what you said. It was what you did. And for 7 years, Owen had said all the right words while doing nothing. He'd let me carry everything. He'd let me break. And when I finally fell, he wasn't there to catch me. Strangers caught me. My sister showed up. My coworker called to check on me. But my husband, the person who promised to be there in sickness and in health, chose a bar. And I wasn't sure I could forgive that. The discharge paperwork took another 30 minutes. Nurse Andrea brought it in with instructions. Rest, hydrate, eat regular meals. Follow up with my primary care doctor within a week. Take iron supplements. Vitamin D, B12. A list of things my body needed that I hadn't been giving it. Soul signed the forms as my emergency contact, helped me into the wheelchair. Hospital policy. Even though I could walk. We made it to the parking garage by 11:30. Sol's beat-up Honda Civic was on the 3rd level. She helped me into the passenger seat. Buckled me in like I was a child. You're staying with me tonight, she said, starting the car. I need to go home. Nina, Owen will worry. She looked at me. Owen is at a bar. He doesn't get to worry now. Soul, please. I just want my own bed. She was quiet for a long moment. Then sighed. Fine, but I'm staying with you. Non-negotiable. Okay, the drive from Manhattan to Queens took 40 minutes. Streets were empty. Friday night traffic had cleared. Soul drove carefully. Kept glancing over like I might disappear. How are you feeling? Tired. You should be. Your body went through trauma today. I just fainted. You collapsed. There's a difference. We pulled up to my apartment building at 12:15, a 4-story walk-up in Astoria, rent stabilized, the only reason we could afford to live here. Sol helped me up the stairs. I moved slowly. My legs felt weak, like they might give out again. Our apartment was dark, quiet, empty. Owen wasn't home yet. I unlocked the door, turned on the lights, and stood there looking at the space I'd left 18 hours ago. Nothing had changed. The coffee mug I'd washed that morning was in the dish rack, but the breakfast dishes were still in the sink. Owen's cereal bowl, his juice glass, sitting in water that had gone cold hours ago. The living room looked exactly like it had at 6:30 this morning. Owen's gaming setup on the TV, controllers on the couch, empty beer bottles on the coffee table. The game paused mid-scene. In the kitchen, the garbage was overflowing. The counter was cluttered with mail and takeout menus and dirty mugs. No dinner had been made. No attempt at cooking. Nothing. I walked to the bedroom. The bed was unmade. The sheets tangled on Owen's side. My side still neat, from where I'd made it that morning before work. His clothes were on the floor. A trail from the closet to the bathroom. Jeans, t-shirts, socks, I'd left at 6:30 in the morning. It was now after midnight. Owen had been home all day, and nothing had been done. No dishes washed, no bed made, no laundry, no cleaning, no dinner prepared. No thought that maybe his wife might need something when she got home from work. Sol stood in the bedroom doorway, looking around, seeing what I was seeing. Nina. He was home all day. He was working where? I don't see a laptop. I don't see papers. I see a video game and beer bottles. I sat down on the edge of the bed, too tired to argue, too tired to defend him. Just tired. I'm so tired, Sol. I know, honey. She sat next to me, put her arm around my shoulders. And you should be tired. You do everything. That's not true, isn't it? Who cooks every night? Who cleans? Who does laundry? Who pays the bills? Who makes the plans? I didn't answer. Who showed up at the hospital tonight? Me. Your coworker had to call me, because your husband was at a bar. I felt tears starting again, pushed them back. Let's get you settled, Sol said. You need to eat something. Rest. She went to the kitchen. I heard her opening cabinets, running water, the microwave beeping. I changed into pajamas, washed my face, looked at myself in the bathroom mirror. Dark circles under my eyes, skin pale, hair limp. I looked sick. I looked like I'd been sick for a long time and just hadn't noticed. Sol had made tea and toast, set it on the coffee table, made me sit on the couch, eat. I nibbled at the toast, drank the tea. It was warm, sweet. Sol had put honey in it, the way Mom used to make it when we were kids and stayed home sick from school. Where's Mom's recipe box? Sol asked. Kitchen, top shelf. She found it, started pulling out recipe cards. Mom's handwriting. Chicken soup, arroz con pollo, empanadas. I'm making you real food tomorrow. None of this cereal and toast garbage. You don't have to. Yes, I do. Someone has to take care of you. We sat there, waiting, both of us watching the door, watching my phone on the coffee table. 1 a.m., Owen texted, heading home soon. 1:30, another text, Uber's taking forever, lol. 2 a.m., still nothing. Sol made more tea, covered me with a blanket, sat in the chair across from me with her arms crossed, jaw set. She was angry, really angry. The kind of angry Sol got when someone hurt someone she loved. At 2:20, we heard footsteps on the stairs, a key in the lock. The door opening, Owen came in, stumbled slightly catching the doorframe. The smell of alcohol hit immediately. Beer and something stronger. Whiskey maybe. He saw Sol first. Blinked surprised. Sol, hey, what are you doing here? Your wife collapsed. Someone had to be here. He looked at me on the couch, blanket wrapped around my shoulders, tea mug in my hands, pale, exhausted babe. You okay? I got your messages, but I was with clients at a rooftop bar. Sol's voice was cold. With cocktails on Instagram. Owen's face shifted. Defensive. Client dinner ran late until 2 in the morning. Sol, this is between me and Nina. No, it's between Nina and someone who actually gives a shit. Which apparently isn't you. You don't know what you're talking about, don't I? Your wife was in the ER for 6 hours. Where were you? Owen looked at me, waiting for me to defend him. To smooth this over like I always did, I didn't say anything. He came over, sat on the couch next to me. Too close. I could smell the alcohol on his breath. What happened? I told him. The subway, the fainting, the hospital, the dehydration, the tests, the 6 hours lying in a bed alone. Why didn't you call me sooner? I did. 3 times. My phone was on silent, but you posted on Instagram. He paused. Just for a second. I didn't see the calls until later. Your wife is in the ER, and you didn't check your phone for 6 hours. Sol's voice was getting louder. Owen turned to her, irritated now. Sol, seriously. This is between me and Nina. Can you give us some space? No, excuse me. I said no. Nina needs support, and you're not giving it, so I'm staying. Owen looked at me again. Nina, come on. Tell her what? That we're fine. That this is just a misunderstanding. Is it? He blinked. Not expecting that. What? Is it a misunderstanding? Because I texted you I was in the hospital. I called you 3 times, and you were at a bar posting about weekend vibes. I was networking at 2 in the morning. It was an important opportunity, more important than your wife in the ER. He stood up, ran his hand through his hair, frustrated, like I was being unreasonable. Okay, I messed up. I should have come. I'm sorry. But Nina, you know Friday nights are my networking nights. We've always done that. It's my thing. Your thing. I was in a hospital, I know, and I feel bad, but you were fine. Sol was there. You didn't need me. The words hit like a physical blow. I didn't need you. I mean, you had help. Sol came, you were taken care of. You're my husband. I needed you. But you're always fine. You handle everything. I figured you'd handle this too. Sol stood up. Did you actually just say that? Owen looked between us. What? It's true. Nina handles everything. She's capable, independent. She doesn't need. Stop. My voice came out quiet but firm. Just stop. Owen looked at me. I handle everything because you don't. That's not fair. When's the last time you cooked dinner? I cook when? Name one time this month. He opened his mouth, closed it. When's the last time you did laundry? Cleaned the bathroom? Bought groceries? Paid a bill? I'm busy. Doing what? Sol gestured at the living room. Your game is paused. There's beer bottles everywhere. Where's the work? I work from home. You live at home. There's a difference. Owen's face was red now. You know what? Maybe if Nina didn't try to control everything, I'd have a chance to help. Control everything. I felt something snap. Owen, I left at 6:30 this morning. You were asleep. I worked all day. I fainted on a crowded subway. Strangers had to call 911. I spent 6 hours in a hospital. I came home. And look around. He looked. The dishes I left this morning are still in the sink. The bed is still unmade. You were home all day, and nothing changed. Nothing got done. You didn't cook. You didn't clean. You didn't do anything except play video games and drink beer and then go to a bar. I was working. The game is still paused. Owen, from before you left, I can see it. He looked at the TV, at the frozen game, at the evidence of his day. I'm exhausted, I said. My voice was shaking. I've been exhausted for years. And you didn't notice. Or you noticed, and you didn't care. I don't know which is worse. That's not true then. Where were you tonight? When I needed you. He didn't have an answer. Sol moved toward the door. I'm staying tonight. On the couch. And you need to think about what kind of husband you want to be. Because right now, you're barely a roommate. Owen looked at her. You don't know our relationship. I know Nina deserves better than this. She went to the guest room, closed the door. Owen and I sat there in the living room. The silence heavy between us. I'm sorry, he said finally. Really? I should have come. Why didn't you? I didn't think it was that serious. You said you fainted. I thought maybe you were just tired, dehydrated. I didn't think you didn't think. That's the problem. You didn't think about me at all. That's not true. You were posting on Instagram, responding to comments. You were online. You saw my messages. You chose not to come. He didn't deny it. I know I messed up, he said, but I'll do better. I promise. Let me make it up to you. Tomorrow I'll make breakfast. We'll relax. Have a nice day. Okay. I'd heard this before, so many times. The promises, the reassurances, the I'll do better next time. But next time never came. Okay, I said. Because I was too tired to fight, too tired to argue, too tired to do anything except close my eyes. Owen kissed my forehead. Get some rest. I love you. He went to the bathroom. I heard the shower turn on. I sat there on the couch, alone again. The apartment quiet, except for the water running. And I cried, quietly. So Sol wouldn't hear, so Owen wouldn't know. I cried for the wife I'd been, for the marriage I'd thought I had, for the 7 years I'd spent carrying everything alone, and pretending it was normal. I cried because my body had finally broken, had finally said enough, had finally forced me to stop. And the person who should have been there wasn't. He'd said he loved me. He'd promised to do better. But love wasn't what you said. It was what you did. And for 7 years, Owen had done nothing. I woke up at 11. Sunlight streaming through the bedroom window. The clock on the nightstand said 11:07. I'd slept for 8 hours straight. The first time in months I'd slept that long without waking up. Owen's side of the bed was empty. The sheets tangled where he'd slept. The pillow still had the indent of his head. I got up slowly. My body ached. Not the sharp pain of injury, but the deep soreness of exhaustion, finally catching up. In the kitchen, Sol was making coffee, eggs, toast. She looked up when I came in. Morning. How'd you sleep? Better than I have in a long time. Good. That's what your body needed. She poured me coffee. Sit. I'm making you real food. Where's Owen? Still asleep. She glanced at the closed bedroom door. It's almost noon. I sat at the kitchen table. Watched Sol cook. She moved efficiently. Scrambled eggs with cheese, toast with butter, orange juice in a real glass. She set the plate in front of me. Eat all of it. I ate. The eggs were good, hot, real food, not cereal standing at the counter, not half a piece of toast I barely tasted. Thank you. Don't thank me. This is basic care. Someone should have been doing this for you all along. Owen's bedroom door stayed closed. At noon, the doorbell rang. Sol answered it. Tessa stood there with flowers and 2 grocery bags. Nina. She came in, set everything down, hugged me carefully. How are you feeling? Tired, but okay. You look better than yesterday. Still exhausted, but better. She pulled back, really looking at me. God, Nina. You're so thin. Have you been eating? Not really. Tessa started unpacking the grocery bags. Fresh fruit, bread, cheese, real food. I'm stocking your fridge. No arguments. You didn't have to. Yes, I did. Someone has to. She looked around. Where's Owen? Still sleeping. Something flickered across her face. It's afternoon. I know. She didn't say anything else. Just kept unpacking groceries. But I saw her jaw tighten. We sat in the living room. Coffee. The flowers Tessa brought on the coffee table. Sol had cleaned up the beer bottles from last night, put Owen's controllers away, made the space livable again. Nina, Tessa said carefully. I need to say something. I've been worried about you for months. What do you mean? At work, you've changed. You've lost weight. You have dark circles under your eyes all the time. You're always exhausted. You skip lunch to work. You stay late. And you never talk about your personal life anymore. You never mention Owen. I wrapped my hands around my coffee mug. We're fine, are you? Because yesterday you collapsed. And he wasn't there. He didn't know it was serious. Tessa pulled out her phone, showed me Owen's Instagram. The post from last night. The rooftop bar, the cocktail, the timestamp. He posted this at 8 p.m. You fainted at 6:30. You were in the hospital by 7. He knew, Nina. He had to know. I couldn't argue with that. I've been married 10 years, Tessa said quietly. My husband isn't perfect. We fight. We have problems, but if I was in the ER, he'd be there. No question. He'd drop everything and come. That's what partners do. Sol nodded from the chair. I don't know what's going on with you and Owen, but I know you deserve better than someone who chooses a bar over the hospital. The bedroom door opened. Owen came out. Gym shorts, rumpled t-shirt, hair sticking up. He looked hungover. Morning, he saw Tessa. Oh hey Tessa. It's afternoon, right? Yeah. He went to the kitchen, poured coffee, came back to the living room. Sol's voice was cold. Sleep well. Yeah, long night. Your wife slept well too. First time in months, probably. Owen took a sip of coffee, completely missing the edge in her voice. That's good. I watched him, waiting for an apology, for concern, for some acknowledgement of what had happened last night. Nothing. Just Owen on a normal Saturday morning, hungover, relaxed, like nothing was wrong. Owen, I said, can we talk? Sure, what's up? About yesterday, about everything. His face shifted, defensive already. I said I was sorry, I know. But I need to understand. Why didn't you come? I told you. I was with clients. You were at a bar with friends. I saw the photo. They were potential clients. Owen, stop, please, just tell me the truth. He sighed, set down his coffee mug. Okay, fine. I was out with friends. But Nina, you know Fridays are my networking nights. We've always done that. It's my thing, your thing. I was in a hospital, I know, and I feel bad about that, but you were fine. Sol was there, you were taken care of. I didn't think you didn't think I needed you. I mean, you had help. Sol came. The doctors took care of you. You didn't need me. Sol stood up. Did you actually just say that? Owen looked between us. What? It's true. Nina's capable. She handles everything. She doesn't need. Stop, I said. My voice came out quiet but firm. Just stop talking. Owen looked at me, surprised. I handle everything because you don't. That's not fair. When's the last time you cooked dinner? I cook when? Name one time this month. He opened his mouth. Nothing came out. When's the last time you did laundry? Cleaned the bathroom? Bought groceries? Went to the bank? Paid a bill? Planned anything? I'm busy doing what? I gestured at the TV. At the gaming setup. You work from home, but I don't see any work. I see video games. I see beer bottles. I see you sleeping until noon. I work. When? Show me. Show me one email you sent this week. One client call you had. One project you worked on. He couldn't. You know what I did this week? I worked 50 hours. I commuted 10 hours. I cooked every meal. I did all the laundry. I cleaned the apartment. I paid the bills. I grocery shopped. And yesterday, I collapsed. And you weren't there. You're making this bigger than it is, am I? Because right now it feels like the smallest thing in the world to expect my husband to show up when I'm in the ER. Tessa spoke up. Owen, can I say something? Owen looked irritated. Sure, why not? Everyone else is. I've known Nina for 9 years. Since she started at the agency. When you two got married, she was so happy. She talked about you all the time. She'd tell stories, laugh. She was excited about your life together. Owen didn't say anything. But over the years, she stopped. She stopped mentioning you, stopped talking about her home life, started coming in earlier, staying later, looking more and more exhausted. Like she was carrying something heavy, and doing it alone. That's not my fault, isn't it? Partnership means sharing the load. What are you sharing? Owen stood up. You don't know our relationship. You don't know what I do. I know Nina works 60-hour weeks and does everything at home. I know she collapsed yesterday from exhaustion. I know you weren't there. That's enough. Owen looked at me. Are you going to let them talk to me like this? Is anything they're saying wrong? He stared at me. What? Tell me one thing they said that isn't true. He couldn't. I stood up, needed space, needed air, went to the bedroom, closed the door, sat on the edge of the bed, looked around. My clothes were in the hamper, his were on the floor. My nightstand was organized. Books stacked neatly, reading glasses, a water glass. His nightstand was chaos. Dirty cups, receipts, headphones tangled in charging cables. I opened my closet. My side was neat, organized by color. Everything hung properly. His side was a mess. Clothes shoved in, falling off hangers. Shoes in a pile. Even the bedroom showed it. The pattern I'd been ignoring. I maintained. He didn't. I carried. He didn't. I showed up. He didn't. I pulled out my phone, opened Instagram, scrolled through Owen's feed from the last 6 months. Every weekend, new posts, bars, restaurants, rooftop parties, baseball games, concerts, always perfectly posed, always with friends I barely knew. Or alone. Never with me. I looked for myself in his narrative. In the life he presented to the world. I wasn't there. Not in a single photo. Not mentioned in a single caption. Not tagged in anything. His Instagram life was solo. Living my best life. Weekend vibes. Good times with good people. And I'd been erased. The door opened. Owen came in. Nina, come on. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Am I? Yes. So I missed one thing. One thing. I looked at him. Really looked at him. Owen, you missed me. You've been missing me for years. What are you talking about? When's the last time we had a real conversation? When's the last time you asked about my day and actually listened? When's the last time you planned something for us? A date, a weekend, anything. We're busy, you're not busy. You sleep until noon, you play video games. You go out with friends. You post on Instagram. You're busy with your life. Just not with our life. That's not fair. I had the flu 6 months ago. Do you remember? He didn't. I was sick for a week. Fever. Couldn't get out of bed. You know what you did. You went out every night. Said you needed space because you didn't want to get sick. I was alone. Taking care of myself. While you were at bars. I didn't want to catch it. I had a car accident. Minor fender bender. But I was shaken up. Scared. I called you. You know what you said. He was quiet. You said you were in the middle of something. That you'd call me back. You didn't call back for 3 hours. By then I'd handled everything myself. Insurance. Tow truck. All of it. I was working. You're always working. Except you're not. You're just not there. I stood up. Faced him directly. I can't do this anymore. Do what? This. Carry everything. Be alone in a marriage. Pretend it's normal. You're not alone. I was alone in that hospital for 6 hours, while you were at a bar, posting about weekend vibes and self-care. I said I was sorry. Sorry isn't enough. It's never enough. You've been sorry before. You promised to do better. And then nothing changes. Because you never give me a chance. You just do everything yourself and then resent me for it. I do everything because if I don't, it doesn't get done. My voice was loud now, louder than I meant it to be. I work full-time. I commute 2 hours a day. I cook every meal. I clean. I do laundry. I pay bills. I plan everything. I carry this entire household. And yesterday my body gave out. It shut down. Because I've been running on empty for so long. And when I finally fell, you weren't there. What do you want from me? I want a partner. I want someone who shows up. Who does their share. Who sees me. I see you, do you? When's the last time you really looked at me? When's the last time you noticed I've lost weight? That I have dark circles? That I'm exhausted all the time? When's the last time you cared? He didn't have an answer. I need space, I said. I need time to think. Think about what? About whether this marriage is worth saving, or if I'm just staying because I'm too tired to leave. His face went pale. You're threatening divorce. I'm saying I can't keep living like this. Something has to change. Really change. Not promises. Actual change. I'll change. I will. Just tell me what you want. I want you to figure that out yourself. That's part of being a partner. thinking about what the other person needs without being told. Nina, I'm staying with Soul for a while. I need space. Time away from here, from you, to figure out what I want. How long? I don't know. A few weeks. Maybe longer. This is insane, is it? You let me collapse. You chose drinks over the ER. You've spent 7 years being absent while I killed myself trying to hold us together. I think taking some time to decide if I want to keep doing that is pretty reasonable. I love you, I know you do. But love without action is just words. And I'm tired of words. I walked past him. Back to the living room. Soul and Tessa were standing, waiting. I'm going to pack some things, I said to Soul. Can I stay with you for a while? As long as you need? I went back to the bedroom. Owen followed. You're really leaving? I'm taking space. There's a difference. And if you decide you don't want this, don't want us. I stopped packing. Looked at him. Then I'll file for divorce. And we'll both move on. Nina, please, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to save myself. Because if I don't, I'll disappear completely. And I'm not willing to do that anymore. I finished packing. A week's worth of clothes, toiletries, my laptop, books, walked to the door. Soul took the bag from me. Owen stood in the living room, lost, scared. When will I see you? I don't know. When I'm ready, can I call you, if you want? But I might not answer. Nina, goodbye, Owen. I walked out. Soul and Tessa followed. The door closed behind us. We walked down the 4 flights of stairs, out onto the street, into Saul's car. I didn't look back, didn't cry, just sat there as Soul drove away, feeling lighter than I had in years, not because I was happy, but because for the first time in 7 years, I'd chosen myself. And that felt like freedom. I spent the first week at Saul's apartment sleeping, not just sleeping, recovering. My body finally letting go of months of tension it had been holding. Soul had a small 1-bedroom in Brooklyn. I took the couch. She insisted I take her bed, but I refused. The couch was fine. Better than fine. It was quiet, peaceful, safe. I took a sick day Monday, called my boss, used the doctor's note from the ER. He told me to take the week if I needed it. I needed it. Soul worked day shifts. Left at 6 in the morning. Came home at 7 at night. Made dinner. We'd eat together. Talk, watch TV. Normal things. Easy things. She didn't push me to talk about Owen. Didn't ask what I was going to do. Just let me exist without having to perform or explain or carry anything. Owen blew up my phone that first week. Text messages. Voicemails. Everything escalating from defensive to angry to scared to pleading. Please come home. We need to talk. I'll change. I promise. You're overreacting. Soul poisoned you against me. I miss you. Please just talk to me. I didn't respond. Just read them. Archived them. Moved on. Soul saw me reading them one night. You don't owe him anything right now. Just rest. I know, do you? Because you've spent 7 years owing him everything. Taking care of him. Putting him first. You don't have to do that anymore. She was right. By Wednesday, I felt strong enough to sit down and think. Really think. I pulled out a notebook. Started writing. At the top of the first page, I wrote, times Owen wasn't there. Then I started listing them. The flu 6 months ago, alone for a week while he went out every night. The car accident a year ago. Called him scared. He said he'd call back. Didn't call for 3 hours. My promotion at work 2 years ago. I was so excited. Told him when I got home. He said congrats and went back to his video game. Didn't ask about it again. My birthday last year. He forgot. Didn't remember until I mentioned it at dinner. No gift, no card, no plan. Our anniversary. He forgot that too. I'd made reservations. He didn't show up. Said he lost track of time. My mother's funeral 5 years ago. He came, but left early. Said he didn't do well with grief. Left me alone at the reception. Page after page. Moments when I'd needed him and he wasn't there. Or was there physically but absent in every other way. Then I started a new page. Times I was there for Owen. Every job interview he'd had, I'd helped him prep. Bought him new clothes. Drove him there. Every family event. His parents. His siblings. I showed up, made small talk, brought gifts, helped host. Every hard day. Every rejection. Every disappointment. I was there, listening, supporting, caring. The imbalance was stark, undeniable. Written out in my own handwriting. 7 years of me showing up. 7 years of him being absent. Tuesday afternoon, I took the subway to Queens. To the cemetery where my parents were buried. My mother died 5 years ago. Cancer. My father had died when I was 16. Heart attack. I sat on the grass beside my mother's headstone. Isabel Reyes, beloved mother, 1958 to 2020. Mom, I said quietly, I don't know what to do. The cemetery was quiet. Just birds and wind, and the distant sound of traffic. You always taught me to be strong. To never give up. To push through. But what if being strong means leaving? What if giving up is actually the brave thing? I remembered something she'd told me once. I was maybe 12. Complaining about a friend who kept borrowing my things and never returning them. Mia, she'd said. Strength isn't staying in pain. It's knowing when to walk away. I'd thought she was talking about friendships. About setting boundaries with people who took advantage. But maybe she'd been talking about more than that. I'm so tired, Mom, I said. I'm tired of carrying everything. Tired of being alone. Tired of pretending it's normal. The wind picked up. Moved through the trees. I think I need to leave him. I think that's what I need to do. But I'm scared. No answer. Just silence. But somehow, sitting there, I felt lighter. Like saying it out loud, made it real. Made it possible. Wednesday afternoon, Tessa came to Saul's apartment. Brought wine, pizza, sat on the couch with me. How are you doing? Better. Still tired. But better. Good, Nina. I need to tell you something. I've been holding back for months because I didn't want to overstep what everyone at work sees it. How exhausted you are. How you've changed. You used to be so vibrant. So passionate about your work. Now you're just surviving. Getting through the day. I looked down at my wine glass. I know. And Owen. I met him at the holiday party last year. Remember, I did. The company party in December. Owen had come. Spent the whole night on his phone. Left early. He barely acknowledged you. Didn't introduce you to anyone. Didn't talk about your work. Didn't mention anything about you. You were invisible to him. I hadn't noticed it then. Or I'd noticed but made excuses. He was tired. He didn't know anyone. He was introverted. But now, looking back, I saw it. The pattern. The way he'd made me disappear. You deserve someone who sees you. Tessa said, who celebrates you, who shows up. I know. Do you? Because you've been accepting so much less for so long. She was right. Thursday evening, I went back to the apartment, just to get more clothes, some books, my laptop charger. I texted Owen first, told him I was coming, told him to give me space. He texted back immediately. I'll be here. We need to talk. The apartment was clean when I got there. Really clean. For the first time in months. Dishes done. Floors swept. Laundry folded. The bed made. There were flowers on the kitchen counter. Fresh ones. And a note in Owen's handwriting. I love you. Let's talk. Please. Owen came out of the bedroom. He looked different. Thinner. Tired. Like he hadn't been sleeping. Nina, thank God I've been so worried. I texted you I was coming. I know. But I've been worried all week. You haven't been answering. I needed space. I know. I get it. Can we talk, please? I set down my bag. Sat on the couch. He sat too. Kept space between us. I've been thinking, he said, all week. About what you said. About everything. And you're right. I haven't been there for you. I've taken you for granted. I've let you carry everything. Okay, but I want to change. Really change. Not just promises. I want to be the husband you deserve. How? I'll do more around here. Cook, clean, everything. I'll get a real job, not just freelance. Something stable, with benefits. I'll go to therapy if you want. Whatever it takes. I'd heard versions of this before. After fights. After disappointments. The promises to do better. Owen, you've said this before, I know, but this time I mean it. Nina, I don't want to lose you. Why not? He blinked. What? Why don't you want to lose me? What do I add to your life? You're my wife. I love you, but why? What do you love about me? He opened his mouth, closed it, tried again. You're amazing. You're smart and capable, and those are adjectives, not reasons. What do you love about me specifically? What do I bring to your life? He couldn't answer. Not with anything real. Just generic things. You're great. You're wonderful. I love you. But nothing specific. Nothing that showed he actually saw me, knew me, valued me for who I was rather than what I did for him. I've been married to you for 7 years, I said quietly. And I've been alone for 7 years. That's not true. It is. Every burden, every responsibility, every hard moment, I faced it alone. You were never there. I'm here now, are you? Or are you just scared of being alone? Of losing someone who cooks and cleans and pays bills and makes your life easy? That's not fair, isn't it? Tell me one thing you've done for me this year. One sacrifice you made. One time you put me first. Silence. You can't, because you haven't, and I don't know if you even know how. I can learn maybe, but I can't stay here while you figure it out. I can't keep drowning while you learn to swim. What do you want from me? I want to see change. Real change, not promises. Actions. I want to see you cooking your own meals, cleaning your own space, getting a real job, going to therapy, becoming someone who can be a partner instead of a dependent. Okay, I'll do that. All of it, and I need to see it for a while before I come back. Months, not days. Months of you proving you can sustain it. How long? I don't know. 3 months. 6 months. However long it takes for me to believe it's real. His face fell. That's a long time. It took 7 years to get here. 3 months is nothing. And if I do it, if I change, will you come back? I don't know, maybe. Or maybe by then I'll realize I'm happier without you. Nina, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm being honest. I got up alone last Friday, literally and figuratively, and I learned something. I don't need you, which means if I come back, it's because I want to, not because I have to. He was crying now. I don't want to lose you. Then prove it. Show me you can be the person I need. Not through words, through actions. I stood up, went to the bedroom, packed more clothes, more books. Owen followed me. Can I call you? If you want, but I might not answer. Can I text you? Sure, but I'm not going to respond to empty promises. Only real updates. Only actual change. I finished packing, walked to the door. Nina, please. Just tell me we have a chance. I looked at him. At this man I'd been married to for 7 years. This man who'd let me collapse, who'd chosen a bar over the hospital, who'd spent years being absent while I carried everything. We have a chance, I said. But only if you change, really change. And even then, I can't promise anything. I left, closed the door behind me, walked down the stairs, out into the street. Sol was waiting in her car, saw my face. You okay? Yeah, I am. 1 month later, I was still at Sol's apartment, still sleeping well, still eating real food, still laughing. Color had come back to my face. The dark circles were fading. I looked like myself again. Owen texted me updates. Photos of the apartment clean. Photos of meals he'd cooked. They weren't great at first. Burnt eggs. Overcooked pasta. But they improved. He got a part-time job. Bookkeeping for a small business. Structure. Income. Responsibility. He started therapy. Individual sessions every week. Sent me screenshots of the appointments. Proof he was going. The changes were slow, but they seemed real. But I wasn't rushing back. I was enjoying the peace, the space, the feeling of being cared for, instead of always caring for everyone else. Tessa said it at work one day. You look like yourself again. I feel like myself. 6 weeks after I left, Owen asked if we could meet for coffee. Neutral ground. I agreed. We met at a cafe in Manhattan. Owen got there early. Was waiting when I arrived. He looked different, less rumpled, more present. He put his phone away when I sat down. Actually looked at me. "You look good," he said. "Thank you. I've been doing the therapy. Like you asked. Learning a lot." "Like what?" "That I was selfish. That I treated our marriage like something I could ignore. That I took you for granted because you were always there. And that I need to do better. Be better. Okay? I'm trying. I don't know if it's enough. But I'm trying to be someone worth coming back to. If you want to come back." It was the first time he'd acknowledged that I might not. "I don't know if I want to come back," I said. "I'm happy where I am. I'm peaceful. I'm not stressed. I feel like I can breathe." "I understand, do you?" Because for 7 years, I felt like I was suffocating. And now I'm not. And I'm not ready to give that up. So this is it. Divorce. I don't know, maybe. Or maybe we keep doing this. Separate. Therapy. Working on ourselves. And eventually we figure out if there's anything left to save. And if there's not, then we end it. And we both move on. And hopefully we're better people for having tried. He nodded slowly. "I can live with that, can you? I don't have a choice. I don't want to lose you. But I'd rather lose you and know I did everything I could than keep you by doing nothing." It was the most mature thing I'd heard him say in years. "Keep going to therapy," I said. "Keep working. Keep learning to take care of yourself. And maybe in a few months, we'll talk again." Okay, I left the cafe. Walked through the city. Sun shining. People everywhere. Life happening. My phone buzzed. "Owen, thank you for meeting me. I'll keep working on myself. Whether you come back or not." I smiled. It was the first time he'd said that. The first time he'd acknowledged that change wasn't about getting me back. It was about becoming better. Maybe there was hope. Maybe not. But I knew something now that I hadn't known 6 weeks ago. I'd be okay either way. I'd survived the fall. Survived the hospital. Survived being alone. I'd gotten up. By myself. And I'd learned I was strong enough to stand. With or without him, I'd be okay. And that wasn't loneliness. That was freedom. I fainted on a subway. Woke up in a hospital. My husband chose a bar. That's the story I'll tell people. But here's the real story. I got up alone. And I learned I didn't need anyone to catch me. I could catch myself. The marriage might survive. It might not. But I will, because I already did. I survived the hardest thing, realizing I was alone, and choosing to be alone on purpose. That's not loneliness. That's freedom. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever given everything to someone who gave nothing back, if you've ever had to choose yourself when no one else did, please like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below with your own story. Remember that love without action is just words. That you deserve someone who shows up. That being alone is better than being lonely in a relationship. That choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. Thank you for listening to my story. I got up alone. For the last time. Next time, I'll only fall if someone's there to catch me. And if they're not, I'll catch myself. Because I finally know I can.